Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to another Stampin' Up demonstration. My name's Amanda. I'm going to show you how I made this little project, which I'm calling a flip pocket card holder. It's loosely based on envelope flip books that I've seen round and about on YouTube. And I then took some size C envelopes, because they're just a nice size for cards, and had a look how basically they were made, and pinched the sizing from those and came up with this. I've constructed it out of cardstock rather than just use envelopes, because then it's stronger and it'll last longer. So this is what it does. It closes with a magnet like so, and then you flip it open and you've got two pockets, envelope size pockets, and this one holds a card. I'm not going to show you how to make the card today. I'll do that on another video. Then we've got cookie cutter paper clips, and in the back here I have made a selection of coordinating tags. You can use this for lots of different purposes. You could turn it into stationery with note cards and envelopes. You could put two cards in, a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, loads of things. You can extend it by adding more sections so that you've got more flips. You can add flips going that way to turn it into a little mini album. Loads of uses. So without further ado, I'm going to try my hardest to show you how to do it. I've done this video already 3 times for various reasons, honestly. Right, so what you're going to need first of all, this isn't scored, it's your imagination. I haven't done this video 3 times. So you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock, and I have chosen real red. And the first one needs to be cut at 8.5 by 7.5, and the second one 9.5 by 7.5. All of the measurements in this video will be on my blog, and I will leave a link below, so if you want to double check any of the measurements without watching the video back, just go onto my blog. Okay, so we're taking the the smaller piece, which is 8.5 inches, and on the long side we are scoring firstly at 1/2 inch. I've already scored mine. 1/2 inch, okay, and then 3/4 inch, and then we're scoring at 5.25. Then you turn onto the short side and you score at 1/2 inch and 7 inches. Then you carefully fold and burnish all of those score lines. Now this is a very small increment between these 2 score lines. Take care and take time over scoring them. You don't want to go off that line, because it's important, because that is your gusset that ensures that when it's closed like so, you've got a nice square shape, so you've got room for them to fold into each other like that. Otherwise it's going to be all squashed up like that and it's going to look a little bit pants. So fold and burnish all of those. Now what we're going to do is, we don't need a lot of these parts, so I'm going to cut these parts away. I'm going to use my long scissors. First of all, we're going to cut these 2 sections away. I'll just zoom in. Cut these 2 sections away, okay, so cut those away. We don't need those. Just notch into that, and this one away. You may find as you're watching me, you might think, well, why has she done that? It'd be easier if you did that, such and such. If your experience tells you an easier way of doing it, that's fine. I'm just giving you a general idea, okay? Now here we're going to, I've just turned it over just to make it easier for me to cut and see the score lines. We're going to cut up to here. So this flap here, we don't need all of that because that's going to fold in. So this small section here we're going to cut away. Okay, try and do it. I'm doing it by eye. If you are really good at using your paper trimmer, use your paper trimmer. Okay. And do I want to notch? I'd really like to notch that one that way. And then I'm just going to get my corner rounder, and this part here we're going to, because that's going to fold over, we're just going to round these corners. To me it just looks neater. Sometimes it's a bit of a nightmare for me because it always highlights when I've not cut something straight. So I'm using the Project Life corner rounder, available from Stampin' Up, and I'm just rounding those corners, and there you can see that obviously my cutting isn't very straight, so I'm just going to knock that off. And in there again. And round that corner. And that one's slightly better. I'll just trim it ever so slightly. There we go. Tiny adjustment. Right, so we're going to fold that up onto there, which then gives us a pocket. Now you could do away with these flaps if you wanted to. I just thought it made it look more like an envelope, which is what, you know, the construction of it is. Now, you don't want your tape on here because that is longer than this, so we're putting our tape on here, on the flap. Okay, so down to there. The light's fading again. Dear me. I need to get some adequate lighting in my craft room. Okay, so I'm going to hope that this red line tape will come off nicely and be good to me. Which it is doing. I can't complain at that, can I? Sometimes you can faff about with red line tape forever. Right, so fold those flaps really tightly down, and then... Oh, my camera's slipping. Oh, my tripod slipped then. Oh dear. Just lift it up a bit and weigh it down with a punch. That would have been a disaster. Right, so that's the first one constructed, okay, and this section here is where we're going to add the next section. So I'm going to put some red line tape. Don't put it right up against the score line, put it in the middle. You never want to put something directly up against a score line. You always want to leave yourself just that little bit of breathing room, just to allow for the actual width of the cardstock. I sound dead professional there, don't I? I'm not. What it is I've done it that many times and made a mess of it that I've learned from my mistakes, so I'm passing it on. Don't jut right up to that. Right, now I'm getting my longer piece, which is the 9" by 7.5", and on the long side I'm going to score at 3 1/4. And I'm going to score at 7 3/4. 7 and 1, 2. Yeah, I'm still learning my measurements, so I've just got to be careful that I get it right. And then at 8 inches. Okay. Then turn it and do one at 1/2 inch. And 7 inch. Okay, now I'm going to cut away before I score this time. The other one was already burnished because I'd already been there and done it. So this is going to be my flap. Okay, so don't need that section there. So I'll cut that away to start with. And here. Okay, so don't need that. Now I'm going to fold this bottom section up and adhere it to here. So don't need this section here. So I'm going to cut that away as well. Not terribly straight there, Amanda. If you're good at using your paper trimmer, like I say, cut with your paper trimmer. I can't seem to get on with cutting halfway up something with my paper trimmer. I'm no good at that. Right, so I'm going to notch in there, notch in there, and all the way around these. and then I'm going to corner round all of the main large corners. Hopefully they won't be pie-eyed. That one's not so bad. Quite impressed. I've not cut that too bad. That one's a bit off. Let's try again. If it's off, it's because I've not cut straight. So let me just adjust it. There. It's that bit that's not straight. That's the problem. Just snip. Then go in again. That'll do. Get your pieces cut straight. Not like me. Cockeyed. And then obviously this bit here as well, because this is going to be your flap. Okay. I'll just adjust my terrible cutting. That's not so bad. Now I'm going to burnish it all. Get my bone folder. Again, being very careful with that small score line there. Burnish those into there. And those into there. And now I'm going to put red line tape on here again, the same as I did the first time. And again that. Goodness knows how long this video is going to be. We're on 11 minutes. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause and come back to make sure that my camera doesn't run out of memory. Right, so I've done that. So now I'm going to remove the red line tape again. So I should do a lot of like before and afters, you know, like Blue Peter. It'd save loads of time, wouldn't it? And then I'm going to adhere that onto there and that onto there, like so. Okay. Now, so there we go. That's your second sort of envelope shape. Now I'm going to adhere them together. If you remember, the first one had red line tape there. So I'm going to lift it back and I'm going to very carefully line these up. Don't jut it right up against the score line. As close, just leave a tiny gap. Okay, let me try and do this without making a great big mess of it. Okay. The basic, the main thing is to get it straight. Otherwise, when you fold it together, it'll be all wonky. And I've not done too bad there, so that's all you do. It does leave that strip there, but you're going to mat and layer over that anyway. Okay, now this is the point where you want to put your magnets in. So I have my magnets here that I get from this company, Spider, and I'm going to attach them in the first instance with glue dots, which are here. Okay, so let's see how fiddly and how much of a mess I can make of this. So I'm going to put the magnets, oh gosh, they're strong. I'm going to put the magnets together first of all, and I'm going to put a glue dot just on one of them. Okay. And then I'm going to find, and just eyeball whereabouts is the central part of your flap. Do the flap first. Okay. I could probably have done with a thinner magnet than these, but I couldn't find them. I don't know how many mils these are, but the ones that I used on my original design were a lot thinner. Okay, so then put the glue dot on the second one. And see where you want it to close. I want it to close like so. And then just gently press on there, and what that should do is it should adhere that second magnet to your cardstock. If not, just prise it, because they're strong magnets, these. Just prise them open. Okay. And that's how you get them in the same place. So So I'm going to get, first of all, the flaps so that these magnets are covered. I'm going to put this one on the inside. I'm just going to round them corners so that it looks nice and neat. And then I'm going to attach it with double-sided tape, which I thought I had to hand. Where is it? Here we are. Okay, so I'll get my double-sided tape. Like so. And like so. I'm doing this really quickly. On my main one, I actually used wet glue to make sure it stayed really nicely in place. But for speed, I'm using double-sided tape. So, put that over your inside of your flap, leaving a small, even gap. That's about as even as my foot. And going over your magnet, just to hold that magnet in place. Use the thinnest magnet as you can. These ones are too big. Made a bit of a boo-boo there. These are too wide. And then it will close like so. And the second one, I'm just going to corner round. And attach again with tape. This should be easier. I'm using the other side of the paper this time, so that it's going to coordinate with my other layers that I put on. I may well have put this video into 2 parts because it's going to be a bit long. Oh, come on. Okay, and then I do that on the front, leaving a nice border. There we go. Okay, so there we go. That's those two. Then we can start and mat and layer the other 2 parts. So we'll do the front first. And again, this will go over the magnet. So in real life, I would use probably wet glue, to be honest, to make sure that it sticks nicely. For the video, for quickness, again, I'm using tape. What I should have done was, and what I will do next time is, I should have paused my video and put my tape on all of my paper. But sometimes you don't think. But I will learn, and that's what I'll do next time. I'll pause it. Right. At least you know it's not edited and it's in real time. And then layer it. Over like so. I've cut that too large. I have actually cut that a little bit too large actually. I'm going to just check my measurements. Let me just check that because I think I've made a mess of it. 4 inches and I've cut it to 4.5. That's why that piece of paper is a little bit too long. I've cut it too long. It should be 4. I've given you the right measurements, but I've actually cut mine too large. What an Anna. Oh well, not to worry. this one's the right size. Right, let's try and speed it up a bit. You know the basic construction now of the envelope flip pocket part, so you can run with that and you can adapt it to your own needs, and you can probably make it in about 5 minutes, whereas I think it's taken me about half an hour. But never mind. Make sure that it's the right way around, which it is. And now my piece of paper is the right size. Oh, the joys of live filming. So this really should have been ½ an inch smaller, so that I've got a small border all the way around, the same as I have there, but I cut it wrong. Right, so we've just got the inside layers to do. Let me make sure that they are right, and I'm going to have the gummies drops showing. I'm going to make sure that they run the same way with the pattern. Oops, knocking my camera. There we go. I don't think I was really destined to do this film, because the first time the dogs barked, the second time somebody was at the door, the third time my tripod collapsed and everything was on the floor, and it's just gone a little bit pear-shaped, but never mind. Come on. Don't want to come off, this one don't. Come on, there we go. Come on. Am I the only one that talks to score tape? It's quite possible that I am the only one that shouts at their tools. Right, so I'm eyeballing it, but you know, like so. And then the last one. How many minutes am I at? Far too many. Dearie me. What I shall do is I will come back and I will show you the cards and the paper clips. Maybe I'll do them for coffee and a card on Monday, because I think I'm going to need, when I've done this tutorial and I've finished filming, I'm probably going to need a bit of a lie down, maybe a bottle of vodka to de-stress myself from how everything always just goes wrong. I do plan and I do double check things, but oh well. You know, some of us are brilliant at tutorials and some of us are just pants. There we go. So we're done. Okay, let's move all that messiness out the way. We've done it, okay? And that is how the flip pocket card holder is constructed. I'm going for a lie down now, so you go give it a try. Thanks for watching and bye for now.